And welcome back to part 4 of What If Naruto Had the Rinnegan. So as always, let's do a little house cleaning on some of the things people brought up. Now, luckily, there's only one major thing I'm going to address right now, and one minor thing I'll touch upon again. Um, let's touch upon the minor thing real quick again. Someone brought up about the whole, is Naruto capable of deactivating his Rinnegan? Technically speaking, he should be. But the thing is, with a naturally just occurring Rinnegan, we've never seen anyone actually be able to deactivate him. With Nagato and Obito, they were transplanted. With Madara, he could deactivate it, but let's be clear, he already had a dojutsu he could activate and deactivate. And he could still activate his Sharingan whenever he wanted. Same with Sasuke, too. He has a Sharingan in his eye that can turn into a Rinnegan. With someone with just a Rinnegan, we know Hagoromo, as far as we know, couldn't deactivate his. Or if he did, it still looked like he had his Rinnegan activated. Kind of like Hinata and the Hyugas. They look like they have their Byakugans activated, but until you actually see those veins on around their eyes, bulge, they don't actually have them activated. I'm going with the apprehension that Naruto cannot deactivate these. These eyes are always on. Plus, it just makes for a funner storytelling. Now the one other bit of house cleaning just to address real quick. Is Orochimaru aware of Naruto? Is he aware that something's going on? And some people brought that up, and the answer is no. Is he aware of Naruto's existence as the nine-tailed fox Jinchuriki? Sure, because he was aware of what Naruto was when he saw Naruto. Is he keeping tabs on Naruto the whole time? No, he didn't give a rat's ass about Naruto until he met the kid. And even then, he barely gave the smallest rat's ass of it. So, no, Orochimaru is not aware of what's going on. So, now that we are all caught up, we left off with Naruto, Sasuke, and Hinata, making the friend pacts, we're going to be there for each other all the time, no matter what, no abandoning each other. And that was around year 9.5 for them. So, we go through the years now. The years start coming and they don't stop coming. Hit the ground running. I'll show myself out. So basically now we have to ask the question, what's been transpiring in those 2.5 years? 2.5 years. Let's talk about the whole fangirl thing with Sakura, and Sasuke's coalition of fangirls. Would Sasuke still have a fangirl group? Yeah, he would. I think, because we don't know what it was about Sasuke that really gave him such a fan club. More than likely, it was a combination of A, his name. I'm sure that had something to do with it. B, that loner mentality. C, he was a good-looking kid, I guess. I mean, the funny thing is, if Naruto... We'll talk about Naruto a bit more in a second. If Naruto... was the number one, I'm sure he also would have had a fan community or fan club. But yeah, I'm sure Sasuke does, but it's probably not quite to the same extent. You still get the diehards like Sakura, particularly Sakura, and Ino. Not so much, because Ino would flirt with just about anyone to get out of trouble like you do with Neji. But she still claimed to have a serious crush on Sasuke, whatever. But I don't think this is bad, mostly because Naruto and Hinata, being his friends, help kind of keep some of the more psychotic ones at bay when it needs to happen. And Sasuke's personality, too. He's not 100% a 180 of his canon self. His canon self is just a douche. He's like, oh, my parents are dead. I am an avenger. You're all annoying. He's like, no, he's not that bad. In fact, he's actually very, talkative, communicative, and smile at last with Hinata and Naruto. When it comes to a lot of other people, though, he's cordial. I mean, when he does, he really doesn't want to be bothered by individuals like Ino and Sakura, but he kind of just lets them be for what it is. Unfortunately, that has also led to him kind of indulging them a bit too much. For instance, when Sakura's just like, yeah, I did it, Sasuke, did you see that? I was like, yeah, well, good job. Oh crap, what did I do? Things like that could happen. Another fun little thing that's probably happened, though, is Naruto also has a little fan club. Not as large as Sasuke's, but he's still got it, because Naruto, take the academic part of it out of the equation, is actually probably really high up in the class. If Sasuke's number 1, Naruto is probably hovering around number 2 or 3. If he's not number 1, he's probably number 2. I'd say. The only thing that really hurts him in the long run is his academic book smarts. And even then, it's not like he's dead last in this version. He's probably hovering somewhere in the upper middle. But nowhere near like the top tier in terms of his academics. But in terms of like the obstacle course, like his physical training, all that jutsu training, he's probably top of the class along with Sasuke. Fortunately, also for him, Hinata is able to keep most of his fangirls at bay because she's Hinata, and she is Naruto's only one and only. She's not that creepy. Not in this version, anyway. I could certainly make a what if where she is, but I'd have to find a reason to do that. If someone wants to give me that suggestion, by all means, I'll do it at some point in my history on this channel. So Hinata usually is pretty good at keeping them at bay. Should also note in terms of strength, where are these 3 standing right now? Because they are actually a solid group, not like blood bonded brothers, but no, they are really good close friends at this point. And even though they can't train like someplace like Hinata is, and Naruto just has an apartment, they do spend a solid amount of time training at Sasuke's when they get the chance, hanging out, have some snacks and training. And giving Naruto practice with his Rinnegan. I'll explain that in a little bit. Helping Sasuke out with his taijutsu, Hinata with her confidence in her taijutsu. Refining with the techniques they already know. Just getting stronger. Like Naruto, we've already established, is like a high Chunin, low Jonin level of strength. He lacks the experience, though, to equate to that. So he still has, again, the experience. So that means if you were to average that out, he's somewhere probably in the mid-Chunin rank in terms of overall skill and ability. Sasuke and Hinata, though, have clearly, thanks to, training with all of each other, gone to a high Genin level at this point. Now, addressing the Rinnegan issue. First off, Naruto will not be learning any extra paths at this point. Because right now we got the Naraka path still to go, we got the animal path, and we got the Azura path. And there's a 7th path. We don't need to deal with the 7th path right now. Those will not activate for a little while. He's got his human, he's got his Preta, and he's got his Shinran Tensei. Really what he's been doing is refining all the jutsu he can refine as best he can. Unfortunately, he still can't do the mud wall. I'd say that's the one jutsu he can't do without using at least a hand sign. The other ones at this point now, though, lightning, wind, water, fire, I think he can honestly do without using a hand sign. Because it's just about refining things. Naruto still can only use 2 clones. There's that. But he's been strengthening his actual Rinnegan abilities. With the Shinra Tensei, it's apparently Bansho Tennen. I just say I'm Bansho Tensei. I like that better. But Bansho Tennen. I keep saying Tennen. Almighty Pull and Push. He's been strengthening his abilities with those, particularly with Hinata and Sasuke. Again, we'll explain that in just a second. Preta Path. Human Path. He really doesn't want to. He's really hesitant to be like practicing with it. I think it's more just he tries to do it like on some insects and stuff like that because he knows, if he's gonna have to take a life, he'd rather be something small that there's plenty more in the world than he can't really know personally. If Shino was there, he'd be pretty upset about that, but whatever. And then things like his Preta Path, I would imagine he practices not just taking chakra, but actually redistributing it back into another body to kind of refresh someone. So why does Sasuke and Hinata? We know Hinata knows the Rinnegan at this point, but why does Sasuke know it? Well, I believe Naruto would eventually go to the 3rd and ask him. Cut to a flashback. Naruto was talking to the 3rd Hokage. He's like, I want to tell Sasuke and Hinata about the Rinnegan. He's like, Naruto. It's like, and why is that, Naruto? They're my friends. They're my friends. They're the closest thing I had to family. Besides you and maybe Kakashi and Jiraiya Sensei. I trust them, and I don't want to hide anything from them, especially what happened with Sasuke. Naruto, you are aware of the severity of what you're saying, right? This is probably one of the most closely guarded secrets, not just in the village, but in the shinobi world. When the time comes for you to reveal your powers, those eyes, it will change everything. You're certain about this, and you're certain you can trust them. Uh, it's like, I know I can trust him with everything. Besides, I kind of already showed Hinata my eyes. Sorry, old man. It's like, look, and he's just thinking about it. Well, we are. It probably is for the best. Kakashi's had his eye on making a team with them for some. He's just thinking this inner monologue. So a team for them sometime. And the Hugo girl, despite her insecurities, it seems to fancy Naruto quite a bit. Uh, and how she's raised her well. She can most likely be trusted with the secret. It's Sasuke I'm worried about. Still, he hasn't seemed to go down quite the path that Itachi has intended for him. He just thinks about, and he just says, bring me Kakashi Hatake, Sasuke Uchiha, and Hinata Hyuga. And so eventually they both show up. Now, keep in mind, they're not actually saying, "Oh no, don't." Your sensei Kakashi's going to train you when you graduate, if you graduate. Now, they're not saying that right now, but this is kind of because they were talking about it. They wanted Kakashi to be there because he's going to probably train these kids, and it would make sense. A Sharingan, a Byakugan, gun, and a Rinnegan with the only Sharingan user. Yeah, you get your Dojutsu Team 7 going there, absolutely. But he brings them in there. He brings them in. Silencing suppression seals, silencer seals, the works are up. And it's like, no, Sasuke, Hinata, how are you today? It's like, fine, Lord Kaga. Why did you call for us? Yeah, I was busy training. What's going on? It's like, Naruto here has something very important to tell you. Uh, he wishes to share a very important secret of his life, a secret about himself with you. It's a secret. What? I thought I knew about everything about you, Naruto. Oh yeah, you know almost everything about me, but this is a big secret. This is something really big that I was kind of told not to tell anyone. Hinata actually already knows a little bit about it, but I kind of wasn't supposed to tell you back then either, Hinata. Sorry, it's a really close guarded secret. And Hinata immediately knows what he's talking about. It's okay, Naruto. I promise I promised she wasn't going to tell anyone, and I didn't tell anyone, and I won't tell anyone. As Yeah, now Sasuke. Hinata already knows this, and while I do not approve of Naruto just telling secrets, I too believe Hinata can be trusted with a secret. But I must ask you, if before we go any further, it's like, can you be trusted with something as secure as this? This is probably one of the closest guarded secrets in this village. Should it get out, not only would the village be in trouble, but Naruto himself could be at great risk. Do you trust? Do you have what it takes to keep something like this a secret? And Sasuke doesn't even hesitate, surprised. Like, of course, Naruto's my best friend. I would never betray him, not once. He is the closest thing I have to a brother remaining. I swear, I would never betray him. It's like, very well. Naruto goes and just calms out, releases the jutsu, and then opens his eyes, and the Rinnegan's there. Hinata's only seen it the one time, but even she's got to say she's again still amazed by what she's seeing. And even the third and Kakashi are looking like it's still amazing to see it every time he does it. And Sasuke's like, well, what are those? I feel like they're familiar. What are they? It's called the Rinnegan. And then Sasuke actually like, wait, what? The Rinnegan? It's like, hey, I've heard about that. And he's like, yes, it's a legendary dojutsu of the great sage of six paths, progenitor of the shinobi race. And then he explains it, the whole Rinnegan. Is like, well, it's like I don't know how I got to happen after you guys saved me. Uh, all I know is I have these now, and I got to be careful how I use them. It's a really heavy responsibility, man. But I don't want you to feel like I'm hiding anything from you. You're my friend. You're my best friend too, man. And I don't want to hide anything from you at all. And Sasuke's like, let's just so what can you do? What can these guys do? It's like, oh, don't worry, I'll show you later. And I guess this just means I'm gonna have to work harder to keep up with you then, Naruto. It's like you know it, but don't think I'm gonna be slacking off either. And then they're both looking at each other, and he not kind of pauses, like, what about me? He's like, oh, no, I wouldn't put it past you to surpass both of us, Hinata. And they both kind of have a say, yeah, in your dreams, they both have lots. And Kakashi and Naruto are looking at, and Sarutobi are looking at this. And they're just like, Naruto has made some good friends. And so, cutting now to Naruto training with Hinata and Sasuke. They're basically, because I would imagine like Naruto's been training in multiple forms of training with them, and in this form of training, he's training with just using his 6 paths, which is the Prita path, the human path in this case, and the Deva path. Uh, Naruto is heard my joints crack on that one. Naruto, using Shinra Tensei, blasting them both back. Sasuke and Hinata both coming in. Naruto makes some clones. And the clones are able to use Basho Ten in the Tensei. I want to keep on say Tensei. I know it's not Tensei, but I just like the way that sounds better. And using Basho Ten to grab Sasuke, but Sasuke uses the momentum, kicks off a Naruto clone, pops it, but Naruto's able to come up from behind, hit him. Say Hinata comes, but Naruto dodges. Is able to, the Shinra Tensei again, blast them both back, but he's noticing the 5-second interval between them. He's like, damn, I really got to figure out a way to lessen the time between attacks. And then, they both come in, it's like, we got 5 seconds, go! And then, they charge. Naruto's like, looks like you got me, or do you? And all of a sudden, they hear, Bancho Tenin! And then they're both like right near Naruto's head, and they both get pulled. It's like, what? And there's a clone hiding in the tree. And then basically Naruto's got the recharge ready, and she's like, Shinra Tensei! And then they both get blasted. Pah! And they both get, it's like, oh, I was like, whew, you almost had me on that. And Naruto kind of just sits on the ground for a second, just like, you almost had me on that one. And it's like, yeah, you guys are getting really fast. I really got to work on that freaking like the time delay between Shinra Tenseis. Otherwise, I'm going to be screwed in a real fight. We'll get you next time. Yeah, not if I have anything to say about it. And they have a laugh and all that. So fast forward now to day of graduation. Now, on the day of graduation, Naruto's outfit does change a little bit. As I stated when I readdressed what he's wearing, he wears basically an outfit very similar to Jiraiya's, minus the, I don't know if it's a vest or a haro. I think it's a haro, kind of like the captain's jackets that the Gote 13 wear, except red. And his version is basically Naruto Shippuden colors. It's black. He now has the haro as well as like a gift from Jiraiya. And it happens to have like the flames. Basically, it's Jiraiya's jacket in the style of like a black and orange version with orange flames of the sage coat he wore when he came back to fight Pain. And the burnt orange like gi, or I don't know what exactly Jiraiya is wearing, but what Jiraiya wears. And then, he shows up with that, and he blushes a little bit, because Naruto, being her friend for so long, has been bolstering her confidence. Like, I believe in you, you can do it, absolutely. Which is another great way to inspire, and it works in this case. Sasuke is Sasuke. But she, blushes, because even though they're friends, it's not like she's going to confess her feelings to him right on the spot. Now you move over to the test, which I still find stupid, was just on the clone test and you get the pass. Shouldn't you know for a fact they know every single technique? Whatever. But yeah, Naruto says, does it have to be just the clone, or can it be a clone technique? And they're like, wait, a clone technique? What do you mean by that? It's like, well, my chakra reserves are a little too high and my control's just not good enough to do a standard clone. But I learned a different clone jutsu. If I could do that, do I still pass? And, they kind of look at each other and just, I mean, if you can do another clone jutsu, I don't see why not. And he goes, Shadow Clone Jutsu! And sure enough, about a dozen Narutos show up. And Iruka and Mizuki are just like, what? Huh? How? And they're not even registering that only 2 of the Naruto clones have their eyes open while the others are closed, acting all cool. It's like, yeah. And then, do I pass? You graduate. So, Naruto graduates. This puts a wrench in Mizuki's plans, obviously. Or, I keep saying Mizuki. It's Mizuki. And there is a difference in how that's pronounced. But, whatever. Not that he was really aiming for Naruto anyway, because Naruto wasn't dead last, so that was going to be a problem for him. Naruto comes out, the Kakashi's there, is proud of him, says he's going to treat him to ramen, sweet. Iruka even joins up, Sasuke and Hinata join up, it's all great, woohoo. Naruto goes out and just kind of has a moment of reflection. He sits on the Hokage's heads and just looks over the village and everything's great. And then here's the whistles. Mizuki had still managed to steal the scroll. I imagine there really wasn't much security around the thing if Naruto could steal it in the first place. And Mizuki is is running, and Naruto's trying to figure out what's going on, and he's able to get some information from a from a passing shinobi. And say, yeah, Mizuki Sensei stole the scroll ceiling. Oh, okay, hold. Oh, man, that's not good. And sure enough, he's able to find Iruka and Mizuki. Iruka's got a kunai in his thigh, obviously. Just and Naruto eventually comes in, and is stepping. He's like, Naruto, so you're here too, huh? I was just passing by. What are you doing, Mizuki Sensei? Isn't it obvious? I'm taking this scroll for myself. I don't need you to extend my way, Naruto. You can just go on and do what you need to do. You're a shinobi after all. You don't haven't even started your training yet. You don't want to miss out on everything that life has offered just because you had to stand in my way. It's like no, it's Naruto just is looking at it. He's like, I've heard enough. I've heard enough, Mizuki Sensei. You stole something important from the village, and you're gonna have to fess up for that. It's like, oh, you're talking about things important to the village. What about you, Naruto? What about your most important secrets? It's like, no, Mizuki, stop it. It's forbidden. It's like, what it talks about the decree, and Naruto's just kind of looking on, a little confused. It's not quite the same as Naruto is in the original, where it's like, what is this decree? And just it's more like, and the decree is that the nine-tailed fox was sealed inside you. You are the nine-tailed fox. And Naruto's eyes do go wide, and that's why Iruka always hated you. It's like, he's wrong, Naruto. And Naruto's like, is he wrong? Was he wrong about? Is he wrong that you hated me, or that if I have the nine-tailed fox sealed inside me? And upon hearing all this information, he does get like a faint rumbling in him. Like he hears like something growl inside of him. And normally the fox has been quiet up until this point. The first time we get any indication of the fox is actually when he gets cut by the Demon Brothers. But the real first time we get any real influence by the fox is actually when Haku kills Sasuke. And but because of the Rinnegan, because of the connection the Rinnegan has with the Tail Beast, it's one of those things where I think Kurama's a bit more aware and a bit more alert and a bit more attentive of what's going on around him, including, his name being said and all that. And Naruto just, starts saying, so, Naruto, what will you do now? Perhaps you should just go on. No, I think not. You're here. I'll destroy it. I'll just end you now. He just... It's like, no. It's like, Naruto. It's like, Gale Palm. Boom. And just blast it. What? It's like, that's a wind technique. And he didn't even use a hand sign. What? It's like, who? It's like, who? I always knew something was off. Every year, almost every day of my life, people tried to hunt me down, beat me, even kill me. It makes so much sense now. They were hunting me because they were afraid of the fox. But I'm not the... But I don't care if the fox is sealed inside me or not. I'm not the fox. I am Naruto Uzumaki. It's like, very well, fine, if that's the way you want it. So be it. Show me what you can do. Nine-tailed fox. He's spinning the other giant shuriken in his hand. It's like, and he just makes a clone. Get Iruka out of here. Get him out of here. And then Doton Mudwall. Blocks off Iruka's path so he doesn't see him. It's like, wait, and Mizuki's just charging him, but he does think Earth too. And Naruto is just looking at just dead-eyed, pretty much, not even dead-eyed, just flat-faced. It's like, are you going to move? Fine. If you won't move, then I'll move you. This will be easy. Shinra Tensei. And just, it's like, he just gets the wind knocked out of him by invisible force. Basho Tenyin. And then just suddenly Mizuki gets thrown right into his palm. It's like, you think, little brat, like you can, what's going on? And, Preta Path. And he's just whispering, he's like, Preta Path. Like, I'm draining you of all your chakra. He tries to pull out a kunai, but Naruto's like, Basho Tenyin. And then just grabs him. You little bastard. Boom, and just passes straight out. Boom. Well, that was irritating. You alright, Iruka-sensei? And the clone says, yeah, don't worry, the boss took care of it. And Iruka thinks for a moment, they sees that Naruto's eyes look different, but they immediately go back to blue and say, maybe it's just the blood loss. And the wall comes down, and, the Anbu eventually show up, Mizuki's captured. And Iruka's there, and they hand the scroll back, and they thank Naruto for her job well done. We got 25. We're at 25-minute mark, but we'll go a little farther. The Konohamaru thing happens pretty much the same, minus the fact that Naruto doesn't mess around. I mean, he probably has like a cool pose or something, but it's at least reasonable enough that the third is like, it's a little ridiculous what you did, Naruto, but it is passable. They have a brief conversation of other things they need to do. And ultimately, Konohamaru comes in, trips, blames Naruto. Now, Naruto, I do think whacks him on the head, but it's nowhere near as bad as he's not the delinquent he is in this version that he was in the original. So while he does kind of like hit him on that, I think he more just kind of like boom, gives him a good start, boom, on the top of it, like, boom, yeah, you idiot, go get out of here. And he heads out. And Naruto didn't invent the sexy jutsu in this timeline, so when Abisu comes around, it is interesting what happens in that version. It's like, please, I'm not some weakling like Mizuki. I'm a Jonin, an elite warrior. Watch how an elite beats an upstart. Ready? And Naruto's just like, huh. And I don't know what techniques Mizuki knows, except maybe like fire style jutsu. We don't really know what it's not Mizuki, Ebisu knows. I mean, we do know that he's trying to be a Jonin leader. We know that. Because he is a Jonin. But, he comes in. I imagine he kind of plops a bunch of the Naruto clones around. But, he lets, I think what he does is he lets Ebisu just grabs it. Is this really all you had, Naruto? Naruto just grabs him. He just quietly just, hey, Ebisu sensei. Ebisu. It's like, what is it, Brett? Preta path. It's like, Preta what? What are you talking about? What are you? No, let go. Let go. And then he finally lets go. Unlike with Mizuki, he had no reason to drain him completely. It's just like, it's like, man, you guys really do like to talk a lot. It's like, what did you do? Nothing you got to worry about. And then just kind of boom, knocks him out. And now, could Naruto be a Jonin? I do think he could be a Jonin, and Ebisu was an example of that. And the reason he could is if a Jonin were not taking him seriously enough, and Naruto could take advantage of that, which in this case he did. So yeah, and obviously there's no easy road to be a Hokage. Gives Konohamaru the good guy thumbs up. There you go. So we will go back, enter back into the foray with this what if come next Wednesday. Until then, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. That's the end of part 4. Hit the bell for notifications. I will see you folks next time. Have a good one.